We spoke to Mark Cooper last week and he said that you told him you had a number of championship clubs after you as well. So why Swindon?
For a number of reasons, really. First and foremost is what the way the club play, what they're trying to achieve this season. I think they've been batting far above their means, in terms of budget, but the football they play, has caught everyone's eye, and I'm certainly one of those, and relishing the opportunity to play for them.
Have you kept an eye on how they've been playing?
Yeah, I have. I think it's been documented. My family's all from Swindon, so I've always kept an eye on Swindon. It's the first game I ever came to watch was Swindon v Crystal Palace many years ago. I think it's the quarter-finals of the League Cup. And then obviously I made my debut here, although it was for Oxford, but it's a club that I've always followed closely to. My family still live here, and something I've always followed. So
when your family found out that Swindon were making a few approaches, had a bit of interest, you weren't getting phone calls saying, don't care who's in touch, go to Swindon?
No, I told my granddad, who he's a lifelong Swindon fan. I think he told me the other day that he reckons he must be one of the very few people alive who watched Swindon play Grimsby in about 1934-35, big FA Cup game. He played truant off school to come and watch it and got caught out. I think his picture was in the paper. But I told him, and I think he had a couple of brandies to celebrate when I was coming down, so everyone's very pleased to get him.
What do you bring to the club, do you think, when you come here?
Well, hopefully I'm alright at football.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I've been around. I've played, from non-league all the way through to the Premier League. I went through all 5 leagues in 6 years, going up a league every year. Just 2 years in the Championship on my way up. So I've played in all the leagues. I've got promoted out of every league as well. So also I bring that sort of level of experience, sort of thing. Fortunate enough, I was captain at Wolves last year. I think we set a few records getting promoted out of this league. So I know the league very well. Just trying to bring some experience to what is a very good young team to get us promoted.
You know what it takes to get promoted. When you look at this squad, has this squad got what it takes in these last few games of the season?
Yeah, definitely. There's some very good players here. Training yesterday was very good. Still missing the lads who've been away on international duty. They all had 2 games, they're not back yet. But the standards there, the quality of football, has to be applauded. The way the club play, the players play, for such a young players to play that way and remain focused on that, even though things don't always go your way. It's very easy to resort back to what is a typical English old-fashioned type of football, which is get it along, which a few teams do in this league. But to have the confidence to carry on playing like they do is their biggest strength.
Having played in the Premier League and in the Championship, are you seeing players who you think, yeah, they can make the step up quite happily?
Yeah, definitely. There's always players in the lower leagues who have enough ability to play in the top level. Then it's down to confidence, a bit of luck, commitment. Certainly here there's players with all those things and the ability as well. So they're a young, hungry side who individually obviously want to go on and have good careers as well. And that's probably another reason why the club are doing so well.
What was it like playing against Swindon last season for Wolves?
Yeah, to be fair, we the game at Molineux early on in the season, Swindon thoroughly deserved to win the game. I think we won 3-2, and somehow we managed to win the game. But I can remember not just myself, but players coming off the pitch just saying how well Swindon passed the ball, how well they played, and thoroughly deserved to win the game. Unfortunately, they didn't. And then the return fixture down here, we were in a very rich vein of form at the time, and I think we were 3-4 up at half time and sort of coasted through the second half as such. But the way Swindon plays certainly caught my eye.
When you get to the last games of the season and it's coming into the time where you really need to be on form, does the attitude need to change at all amongst the squad to kind of just be a bit more on it?
Not so much more on it, and this time of year it's about winning. There's times where you can play terribly and win, and all this time of year is early on in the season. You need to play well because foremost, your form will dictate the season. If you're playing well and not getting results at the start of the season, it's okay because you're still playing well, and there's a long way to go. When you get to this part of the season, it's about winning. So that mentality doesn't really change. You want to win every game. So.
It's very easy to see. You come from a Championship team, a team that did very well in League One last season. But do you still feel actually, when you look at how well the team's done this season, how well the defence has done, and in midfield, that you're still going to have to fight for a place when you're here?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's guaranteed a place in any side, doesn't matter who you are. You know, you see it all the time. Steven Gerrard 2 months ago was undroppable at Liverpool, and now he can't get in the team. This is the way football is. You know, no one has any divine right to be playing. Every player knows they need to play well to be in the team.
Now, you've talked about it being a young squad at Swindon. At Wolves, you're doing a little bit of coaching. Is that something you see doing here? Maybe not in an official capacity, but that's part of the reason you're here?
I think I'm the type of person that if I certainly don't want to overstep my mark or anything, but if I think I can help anyone, and then I certainly would do, yeah.
What's the most important thing that you bring in terms of your experience on the pitch? Is it that calmness, do you think? That when it might get a little bit sticky, you can say, all right, hang on a sec.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe, it depends how games are going, whether you can manage games a little bit. There might be spells in games, 5-10 minutes, where, opposition are going to be dominant force on the game. You never control any game for 90 minutes, and it's how you deal with those situations and come through them and dictate the game and control it as best you can.